Okay, cool. All right, well, this is Professor Donald Grantham. He's been my instructor for the last semester. He's had to deal with me the last semester, walking in rain.
It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you. I was just wanted to. I know we talked about this a little bit in like our first lesson, but like I kind of wanted to just like touch back and see like I guess like what got you like started in composition and like kind of what led you into like the career path and like what got you here now and what got you to like stay till now.
I see. Okay. Well, I came to composition through performance. I was a trumpet player and also a pianist, taking lessons in both those instruments from elementary school on. And I was about 13 when I wrote my first piece, and I came to it kind of just by accident. I was at our local music store looking for a trumpet solo and piece for trumpet and piano, and I'd played all the ones that they had, and it occurred to me that I know how these pieces are put together. They were all variation, theme and variation. So I thought, so I'll write my theme, and then I'll do it in eighth notes, then I'll do it in triplets, then I'll do it sixteenths, then I'll do a slow one, then I'll do a minor one, then I'll go back and do it again, and that'll be it. So that was my first piece, and it won a competition, and I started writing for my friends who were all brass players. And when I got to high school, just like you, my high school teacher encouraged me to write a piece for the band, which I did. And I was singing in the chorus as well, and the director of that ensemble asked me to write some pieces for them, which I did. And so from 13 on, that has been, really the focus of my life.
Wow.
And it went all the way through a doctorate in composition.
Wow. That's very cool. You were a singer. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something I came to later, and I've been conducting a chorus for for the last 30, 40 years. It's an Episcopal church choir. It's a lot of fun. We've done some very ambitious pieces. In the past, we've done the Stravinsky Mass, done a Bach cantata with full orchestra, and several other large, the Britten Ceremony of Carols we've done several times. So that's how I got into that.
I see. What got you like into, I guess, like teaching? Like out of like a doctorate, you could have done like a lot of things, but did you what got you like specifically into teaching?
Yeah, I don't think back when I got my doctorate there were really as many options as there are now. Most people either went into teaching or they went to the West Coast, East Coast, and tried to establish a career as a composer. Very difficult to do. I always knew that I wanted to teach. I enjoyed it. I started teaching in graduate school, and so I went from graduate school right into teaching here at the University of Texas.
I see. And why did you choose Austin? Like, what's made you stay? What made you choose then, and why have you stayed for many years?
Well, I applied for every job that was available when I graduated, and they were all over the place. There was even one in Nova Scotia, way up in northeast coast of Canada. And I was interviewed at three places, University of Utah, the University of Texas, and Pacific University. And the University of Texas offered me the job. And so I've been teaching here since 1975.
Wow.
In early 1990s, I was offered a position at the University of Southern California, and seriously considered going out there. That's where I went to graduate school. But by that time, I had a wife and 3 children, and they were all established here in school or in my wife's job at that time. And so we all decided that Austin would be the place for us to stay.
I see. Well, that's very cool.
Yeah. That's the only time I've ever applied for another position. I love it here in Austin, and have right from the beginning.
Wow. And it's changed a lot. I mean, you have the beautiful view outside. And
Yeah.
It's very different.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were 300,000 people here when I first moved here, and I don't know what it is now. I think it's 3 million in the whole metropolitan
Probably something
area.
like that. Probably even more by now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And I guess you kind of answered it, but like, are there any steps like you took in your like career, where like early career, I guess, like that like really pushed you towards like this, job and where you are today? Like, are there any like calls you made where you're like, that's the call that made me like,
I have
who I
been
am?
very lucky in my early career. I got some really good breaks that all paid off. When I got to graduate school, I was immediately able to get a teaching position that I kept for 5 years, and which supported me while I was there. And then I got a scholarship to go study with Nadia Boulanger.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, I met another composer, Louise Tallman, who managed to get me performance with the ISCM, International Society for Contemporary Music, at Carnegie Hall.
Wow.
And also she nominated me for a prize from the American Academy and Institute of Arts and Letters, which I got. And all those things resulted, I think, in my being offered this position.
I see.
And then being offered this position was another break. So I got many more breaks in my early career than I probably deserved, and they paid off.
Wow. And did you know, like, from the start, like, this is, like, when you, like, went to Oklahoma for, like, your undergrad, did you know, like, this is where I want to end up, I want to teach, and, like, or did you just kind of go in thinking, like, I'm just going to learn as much as I can and see what happens? Or...
Yeah, I think I was just going to play it as it developed, see what happened. And it was pretty clear to me that the best route for me to go would be to go with a university job and then to develop my career from there.
I see.
And that works for many composers.
Okay, yeah. And last question, what do you listen to for, like, just for fun, for pleasure, when you drive in or whatever?
Wow, it is quite a wide variety of things. I love New Orleans jazz. I love Cajun music. I love folk music, and from there clear up to really cutting edge classical concert symphonic music. I guess that would be the way to categorize it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And am I your favorite student?
I have thoroughly enjoyed working with you, Kevin. You've been very productive, and that's one of the things that makes these composition lessons, a lot of fun. I'm not having to drag things out if you're coming in with as much as we can look at.
Okay, so no, but close.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. It's been my pleasure.
It's been a great semester.
Well, good. And you'll have a great one next semester with Omar.
Yeah, it will be a lot of fun.
You bet.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure.